Hello, Internet. This is Joe with XSM, and this is our next edition of Saturday Slaps. Today we will be preparing for you a grilled turkey and cheese is what we're going to be making tonight. So really simple ingredients. You just need bread, really any kind of meat will work, any kind of a cheese will work, and butter. The first thing we want to do before we do anything else, wash your hands. It doesn't matter if it's COVID or whatever. It's always best to wash your hands before, doing prep work. All right, let's get cooking. All right, so let's get your ingredients. So we're gonna start off by buttering the bread. Soft butter works best. Doesn't matter if you use salted, unsalted, whatever you have on hand. We're also gonna do something a little differently here though. We're gonna butter both sides of the bread. Gives a little bit of a extra crisp or crunch on either side. Also, I'm using like a thick slice whole grain bread here. If you want like really good, you can get sourdough. It enhances the flavor a little bit more. Now that your bread is good and buttered, you're gonna want to come over here. So we have a gas stove. So most of you, I think, have an electric stove. So it's gonna be different for you, but for us, we're gonna put it on a medium heat here for the gas. We're just gonna let that get warm, let that warm up for a little bit. Here we have just the turkey breast that's been pulled apart, and we have a couple different kinds of shredded cheese here. Where you're using a mild cheddar shredded and a Fiesta shredded, because that's what we had on hand. And then because we like it extra cheesy here, we also have 2 slices of other cheddar cheese. We're a really cheesy family.
Ba-doom-chang!
They're joining us, I guess, in the background. All right, once it's been going on there, and put the bread as close to the center as you can. Don't want to let it sit too long. When you start to see the butter come out from around the bottom of the bread, that's when you want to let it sit for probably about another 30-ish, 45 seconds, and then flip it over. And then that's when you want to start putting on your cheese. And once the cheese starts getting melted, that's when you put on the meat and then put it together, and you'll see. So while this is going on, in the comment section, put however you like to make your stuff, what ingredients you like to use, all that other kind of fun stuff. I got my mom working behind the camera here, so this awesome person. Shout out to her. One of the best moms in the world, in my opinion. Actually, you've probably known her. She's really famous for her interpreting. So, if you see a woman doing sign language on the news with governors and Senate stuff about all the coronavirus going on, that's my mom. And I will give you her name. Her name is Joe Gile. Go follow her on Facebook, and she's awesome. Of course, she's behind the camera telling me to stop, so it's all great. Do it, don't do it, it's whatever. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Joe.
So we're gonna give just a little peek here. Starting to get nice and brown over there on that side. Oop. So just a little bit longer, not too much. With this going on now, you're gonna go ahead and give it a bit of a flip. It got a little overly done, but I'll help the stuff melt along the way. So here's how we're gonna do this here.
That looks like a grilled cheese sandwich.
It is a grilled cheese sandwich, Mark. Just wanna make sure that you get that spread out. Careful not to touch the pan. It's hot. And if you can already see here that it's starting to melt on the bread, and that's really what you're going for there. It's a sign of the start of a great grilled cheese. You got that going on here. You're gonna take your shredded cheese. Just give it a nice good coat.
And it's okay if it's a little messy.
Oh, always. If you have any leftovers, make sure to treat your pupper right. And of course, rewash your hands. Go ahead and do this. Woo. just like that. Now this is where it kind of takes a little bit slower time, but that's how you know that it's going to be starting to go really well, because when you flip it, all the extra shredded cheese didn't go everywhere. It's going to be too much longer now for it. If it starts to get a little too dark for you, just turn down the heat a little bit more, and low and slow always works good.
Slow and steady wins the race.
So we're gonna just look. So we're gonna take a quick peek at that, see how it's working. Gonna give a quick flip. It's a little dark, but it's nothing that the flavors won't mask. It'll be fine. You want to make sure that you tidy up as you go to help minimize clean up at the very end, and make sure you keep a clean working workspace. I think that'll be good. So, you get your knife here. You want to look in here? That's that. But then we're going to give it a little bit of an extra sizzle here. We're going to put it back over the fire like that. Just going to let that sit there for probably 30, 45 seconds, no longer than a minute. Do not go past a minute. Then you start burning the cheese in there, and I don't like burnt cheese really. So that's good there. And there you have the finished product. Plate, we'll add a few extra chips onto it. Bada bing, bada boom. You have your grilled cheese. All right, John and Mark, you guys get to be the guinea pigs here.
Ooh, guinea pig.
All right, guys, what do you think of the sandwich?
I haven't tried it yet because it's so hot.
That's how you know it's good.
That's a good cheese pull right there. Because we're family.
Definitely cheesy.
Oh gosh.
Thank you for joining us, XSM, on this edition of Saturday Night Slaps. Out.